Welcome to my North Knit Corner podcast. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. This is my little corner of YouTube where I talk about my knitting. I hope you have your knitting or your crocheting and that you have some time to spend with me while I talk about what I've been up to since the last episode. Welcome if you have been here before and welcome if you are new. You can find me on social media. On Instagram, you can find me as my North Knit Corner. On Ravelry, I am Strikkekroken Pod. And you can find a group for this podcast there called my North Knit Corner podcast. There is also timestamps on this episode. So you can skip ahead if you want to skip something. There is also information about the things I talk about today in the description box below. And if there are things that you can't find, please don't hesitate to contact me on Instagram, for example. And I will try to answer your questions as best I can. So what am I wearing today? Today I am wearing my first finished project. I haven't showed it to you as a whip, so it was cast on and finished since the last episode. It is the Brush Strokes Pullover by Tiff Neelan, or Tiff Neelan Hand Knits on Instagram. I have knitted this in spøtegarn, which is yarn dyer here in Norway, in her base called Lubben sock, or Lubben merino sock. Yeah. This green one is called Gran Skog, which is forest green, and the pink one doesn't have a name. And I believe maybe it's different colors as well, because I bought this at a festival last year and I couldn't find any names on them, and they were not on the same places. So I just looked at the skeins and tried to find four skeins that looked relatively similar. So I'm not sure if they are even the same colorway, but they are similar enough, and I just alternated them as best I could to get a even result, and I think I did an okay job with that. I have knitted the size 3 on 5mm needles. I think maybe I didn't hit gauge, even though I knitted sort of a gauge swatch, I didn't wash it, so it's not actually, not a perfect gauge swatch, but it's supposed to have between 5 and 12 centimeters positive ease, and size 3 I think is 99 centimeters around, and I am 91 centimeters around my bust. So I would have then maybe around 8 centimeters. And I'm not sure if I have that. I haven't measured it after I washed it. But it is relatively tight. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I could have knitted the size 4, but that would have been 110 centimeters around here. I'm not sure. So if I'm not on gauge, then maybe I could have knitted the size 4. But anyway, it's okay. It's a little bit tight around my shoulders. Not too much. It's okay. But maybe I would have preferred that it would have been a little bit looser. I am not very good at color work, and I think maybe it's harder with color work in merino. Maybe that's just me. I prefer like wool, maybe like finull. It's a Norwegian yarn, finull. And when I have knitted color work in that, it's been really easy to get even color work. But I find that when I knit color work in merino, it's not so easy to get it even, and it's easy to see my floats through the yarn. So I think you can see the green floats very much through the pink. I can try to come closer if I can. I'm not sure you can see it, but here you see it's not so here. It's not easy to see here. Yeah. Anyway, I am not the best at color work. So I am not sure if I'm satisfied with my work. But I think I really like this lace part. I think this is really beautiful with the lateral braid here and the lace work. And I like the long ribbing on the arms. And also, you see the green color work here. I think it's okay. So I like the part from under the color work and down. So we'll see how much use I get out of this sweater. I'm not sure. Do you think it looks too tight? I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just the colors that I have. I'm not used to using pink, maybe. But when I saw the picture, because the picture on the pattern is really similar to this, so I wanted something. I thought that was really beautiful with the colors in the picture from on the pattern. So I really wanted something that was similar. So, but I'm not sure. We'll see how much I use it. Anyway, I learned a new cast on, alternating cable cast on. It was tedious. It took a lot of time, but it was really nice for the ribbing on the neck, yes. So even though it took me a lot of time to do it, maybe that's just because it was my first time doing it, and it will be easy when I learn it. I think it looks really good, and it's stretchy and nice on the arms and body. I cast off with Judy's surprisingly, what's it called? Did I write it down? Judy's surprisingly stretchy bind off, I think it's called, to get a very stretchy edge. So that's nice. It weighs about 313 grams, and I had 600 grams, 200 of the green and 400 of the pink, because it said so in the pattern, but I have a lot of leftover. Maybe because I didn't hit gauge, I haven't checked, as I said, but I don't think so. I don't think I would have used too much more yarn anyway, but who knows. Yeah, so that's my brush strokes pullover. I think it's a beautiful sweater, at least on Tief Neelan. But I think I have to wear it a bit and see. My next finished project is some socks. I showed you this last episode. It is the mini bikini socks. It's a pattern by Haugen Bergsrønning. This pattern is only in Norwegian, but it's a fade sock. Yeah. I haven't followed the pattern exactly. This part is shorter and the heel is different. It's just because I'm lazy. This is supposed to be longer, and the heel I didn't really understand and didn't really bother to try and understand it. So I just knitted a heel I knew from before, a short row heel. Yeah. And is there much more to say? I knitted on 2.25mm needles, Chiagu. I can't say it. Chiagu. And I have knitted it in yarn from Garn Butikken Fortuna, hand-dyed. Garn Butikken Fortuna is owned by Ellen Haugen Bergsrønning, together with her mother, who is the one who has designed these socks. And I don't remember what the colorway is, but it was a mini, and this yarn I have dyed myself, and it's a wool polyamide blend. So that this is a pair of socks. And I have some new sock blockers that I can show you, which I really like. It's from a man who is called Terje, who has a store called Terjes Mynt. And he makes a lot of knitting things, things for knitting, markers and different stuff. This is for different sizes. So this side is for 37 to 39. Not sure what that is in US sizes and stuff like that, and here you have for larger sizes, so I can knit for myself and for my husband, and that's really nice, and I can block them so nicely, and I can put in this to make longer. So that's really handy to have. Yes, that's socks done. It was supposed to be a Christmas gift, but I am not very good at finding out sizes. I think I told you that last time. So this was supposed to be a size 37. But it's a size 40, and that's my size. So too big. But I can show you something in acquisitions that I got to hopefully be able to make the right sizes for in the future. Because I need to make some Christmas gifts, some socks for Christmas gifts. And it would be nice that the person who gets them actually fits them and don't get too big or too small socks. Yes, the next finished object is actually two finished objects. I was watching Christina in the podcast Crafty Christina, a really fun and lovely podcast, which I really recommend. She was making some fun headbands with a twist, and it was a free pattern that was on Ravelry. It's a pattern by Miriella Moments, and I immediately found it and cast on. And I have knitted two headband with a twist. Let me see. This is the wrong way. Here you go. It's easy, quick to knit. I've knitted it in yarn that I've dyed myself. Wool polyamide blend, double-stranded. It's really easy, and there is also the free pattern on Ravelry takes you to, or you get a link and it takes you to a website, and there is also a tutorial video there that shows you how to knit this. So it's really easy, but I'm sure you can just, it's just casting on some stitches and knit and sew it together. It's really easy. I will take it on for your amusement. I am not sure if I really look good in a headband, but who knows? You can tell me. But they are really cute. Yeah. And now I'm sure my hair looks really good. But they are really easy and fun to make. It doesn't take a lot of time. Really easy as a project to take with you when you are out and about, and perfect gift knitting or something like that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I don't have anyone to give them to. There are only boys in my family. Yeah, so not sure. Yeah, maybe my sister, but I don't think she would like a headband. Yeah, we'll see. My next finished one is exciting. It's this beautiful shawl, Ardent Autumn shawl. It's a beautiful design by Hannah in Herb Garden Knitwear. And this is my entry for her shawl cal that she is running in October and November. And it's finally done, and I'm so excited and happy with the shawl and the color, and I think it's perfect. And it's such a beautiful pattern, and it's easy to memorize, and it looks so good, and I really like this edge. I think it's so nice, really beautiful. And it's so soft. I have knitted this in drops, soft tweed, in the colorway Carrot Cake, which is number 18. And it's really beautiful. So I'm so excited to have it done. I think it will be perfect for the season that we are in here in Norway. Yeah, it's really nice. And I am excited to finally have knitted some of Hannah's pattern, or one of Hannah's patterns. And I have more that I want to knit. So, and it was so good written, and really recommend it. I have one more finished project. It's something that I have been knitting for a friend. She asked me a while ago to knit her some gloves, and of course I want to do that. She had a pattern and she had yarn. The pattern she had was called Hands of Blue. It's by Lucy Haig, I think. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's this beautiful structure or lace pattern on them. It's with half fingers, I don't know what you say, but half-fingered gloves. In Norway we call it pulsvarmere, and I couldn't find a good word for that. Pulse warmers. You warm your pulse. I don't know. It's knitted in let me see, Viking yarn, merino DK. Colorway is 848. It's a cognac, and I can try them on so you can see. The pattern said that they would be really tight when you knitted them. I don't remember the gauge. Was it 26 or 27 stitches on 10 centimeters? And when you washed and blocked it, it will be 24 stitches on the gauge. I don't remember. It would change because of the structure here. Because it would really block out. And it did really. Because I was really nervous when I was knitting them, because I saw that it was really tight, but I trusted the designer. But it is only one size in the pattern, and now of course it's free, so I can't complain about that. But I was really nervous because I really want them to fit my friend, and now they fit me good, but I hope they fit her as well. They are not tight, but they sit close to my arm, so I hope she can get him on too, because of course we are different on hands and arms as well. So, but I try to get a stretchy edge here cast on, stretchy cast on. So I can show you how they look. So that's yeah. So I hope she will be happy and that they fit. And in the pattern you can choose if you want them without fingers, with the half fingers, or gloves with them, the fingers covered. So that's, and they were really fast to knit. I think I used a day on each of them, and I didn't knit all day. So the thing that takes time is actually the fingers, because it's a small circumference, and I knitted it on a magic loop, so it takes a little bit of time to get around, but that's okay. But I'm happy they are done, and she can have them now that I've shown it to you. So that's my last finished project. Onto my whips. I have a few, not many, because I try to be good and knit some things or be done with some things before I start some new, because I want to have something done for Christmas. I am knitting on the summer date top by Strikkerede, which I've shown you before, but I'm not going to show you now, because I have almost knitted one arm, so there is some progress, but I will show it to you when I have some more progress, I think. But I have cast on another single malt sweater. Last time I showed you the one for my son, and he has been wearing his single malt a lot, and I love it. Every time I see he put it on, I get so happy. It makes my heart sing. I think it looks so good in it. I was afraid it was a little bit too tight, but I think he likes it, even though it is tight, but it looks good on him. So I'm happy that he likes it. I hope he can have it for a while. If not, I'm going to make him another one, and maybe my 14-year-old can have it after him. He doesn't really like wearing knitwear, but maybe he will change his mind when he gets older. Like my 16-year-old, he actually asked for another sweater. He wants another one because he has started to take his father's knitted sweaters now. So I will make him some more. But I have cast on another single malt sweater for my husband. I have it in my Christmas bag, which is made by a Norwegian podcaster called Marit. So I thought it was appropriate for a Christmas gift. A single malt sweater by Max the Knitter. I am knitting this in Drops Alaska, which is 100% wool, in the colorway Olive. And my husband knows he's going to get this sweater because I want to try it on him as I'm knitting, because I don't want it to be too tight, because I don't think he would like it like my son's sweater is a bit tight. I don't think my husband would like that. So I have tried it on him and he has approved so far. I am knitting the size 4. For my son, I knitted the size 2. And I'm knitting on 4 and 5 millimeter needles. This is Drops Alaska. My son's sweater was Drops Nepal. No reason for changing the yarn, just that the color was not right in Drops Nepal, so I chose a different yarn to get the right color. But I think that's okay. And here it is. I have split for sleeves, so now I'm just knitting away. Short rows in the back. I think the short rows on this one is so smart because it is in the neck. I think that looks so good. So you see that it's longer in the back. And I really like the structure on this one. And it's really easy. And it's something, it's not just stockinette, so something is going on, but it's not too difficult. So it is possible to watch TV and podcasts and still still not do anything wrong while knitting. I have to show you my cute stitch marker. Isn't he cute? Of course I had to have a Rudolph on my Christmas gift. So that is my single malt. Superb pattern. I really like it. It's easy. Very nice. How can I say it? Yeah, very easy. Nothing difficult. Everything is written out for you, and I really like that. In some Norwegian patterns, that's not so easy to understand. Some things they just presume that you know, and they don't write it, and that it can be a pain. At least for me, I have been knitting for a few years now, but still I have so much to learn, and not everything is up in the day for me. So when things are written line by line, do this, do that, I really love it. So a lot of English patterns are so much better than Norwegian, but don't tell them I said so. So maybe that's why I often prefer English patterns. I don't know, because I knit a lot of English patterns. Yeah. That was my first cast on. My second is Lapis by Yamagara. I have started. I am excited. I hope I will be done for Christmas so I can use it for Christmas and for New Year's maybe. I hope it will be nice, that I will be happy with it. Yeah, I'm dreaming that it will look good together maybe with a beautiful green skirt that I have. I hope so. Anyway, I won't know before I am done knitting it, but I can show you the yarn. I'm knitting in this dark color from Norwegian hand dyer called Stulenstrikk. The colorway is called Dirty, or it's called Møkkete, but Møkkete is dirty in English. And the colors I am using, this is my main color, and the other colors I'm using is from a Norwegian hand dyer called Spøtegan, same hand dyer that dyed this. It's in her glitter merino yarn, and this is one of the colors. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. And this colorway is called Humlesnurr. Humlesnurr is Dumbledore. And I'm sure you know who Dumbledore is. And in Norwegian he is called Humlesnurr. Dumbledore. And this colorway is also a glitter merino, but it doesn't have a name. But I thought these two could go very nice together because you can see some of the golden colors too. This golden color in this too. So in the lapis, the original picture, she's only using one contrast color, and it has a color change in the yarn. And since I don't have that, I use two, and I just change when I feel like it. So there's a chevron lace pattern, really beautiful, which I have started, and it's a provisional cast on that I've tried to do my best. And I haven't come really far, but I have done some of the chevron lace. I hope you can see. So I started to knit in the main color on the top here. Yeah. So I really like the chevron lace. So I'm excited to see how this will turn out. I think the chevron lace pattern looks larger in the picture on the pattern, but I followed the pattern as it says, so I have to trust that it's as large as it's supposed to be. Maybe because it will block out when it's washed, that it looks, I don't know. But I hope it will be nice when I get the main color in, and of course there will be a ribbing down here. I am knitting the size 1. I'm not sure if that's smart or not, or if I should have gone for size 2. It is a lot of positive ease on this garment, and I really want it to be tight around here and have the poof. I don't know how to describe it, but if you look on the picture of the lapis, you might understand what I mean. So hopefully I will get that effect. It looks okay now, so hopefully the size 1 will be okay. If not, I have to start again, but that's okay. I will take my chance. I don't want it to be too big either, so that's why I started on size 1. We'll see, but I love the colors. Yeah. I just look in my notes. Have I ever written anything special? No. I also have a beautiful Christmas marker here. Oh no, he doesn't want to show himself. Can you see it? It's a little snowman. Yep. So that's my lapis. I have one more whip, and that's it. You might remember that I was knitting on cozy memory blanket in a fingering weight yarn, leftovers from a lot of hand-dyed yarn that I had. And I was thinking about knitting on it every Sunday to get some progress. I was knitting on 2.25 millimeter needles, and it doesn't take a lot of time to make one like patch, or what do you call it, but I didn't really think it was a lot of fun. I didn't really want to knit on it. In the beginning I thought it was okay, but yeah. But then suddenly it appeared to me, I want to knit one in DK weight. So I've started to rip out my fingering weight cozy blanket, cozy memory blanket. This is what I have left. I had maybe knitted 13, 14 patches, or what you call these. And I've started to rip them out because I've knitted DK weight, and I love to knit it. I want to knit on this all the time. So I should be knitting on my husband's single malt, and I really want to knit on the lapis to get it done. But actually, I've been knitting a lot on the cozy memory blanket because it's a lot of fun. And many of the podcasters out there have been talking about a tutorial by Ina Knits, and that it's so good. And I went to watch her tutorial, and I agree, it's really good. And I really like the thick border she has around her blanket. So that's what I've done. Here it is. This is how much I've knitted in 4 days. And I love to knit on this. I have used my fingering weight yarn, but I put it double. And this is DK yarn, so I've only used one strand then, of course. But I will still be using my leftover fingering weight, but just putting it double. And I think this is so much nicer than this thin fabric. And this is going to be much more cozy. It's so much fun, and it goes a lot faster. One needle 3.5 millimeter. I'm not sure what I have, but it's a lot of fun to knit. So I don't know how big I'm going to make it, but it is a long-term project, but I love to knit on it. And I think it's so much more beautiful than the one I started with the fingering weight. Ta-da! Exciting! So, yeah, I really want to knit on it now, all the time. But if I get the other things done, maybe I can knit on it in December. Just enjoy it, have fun. Yeah. So that's all my whips I have a few acquisitions. I was not sure I was going to show it to you, but then I thought maybe you can get some inspiration. It's some future plans I bought some yarn for. Yeah, so maybe you can get some inspiration. Who knows? Or if you don't want to watch it, you can just skip ahead. That you can do. My first acquisitions was, of course, these sock blockers that I showed you. I also got myself a sock ruler. It looks like this. So it has all the sizes for the sock or the foot, not the sock, the foot. And it's easy to measure how long I need to knit a sock to know that I get the correct length of a sock. So here it says 37, and I just take away if I have to start the toe 4 centimeters before, then I just find 4 centimeters before and I start the toe. It's a very handy tool that I am excited to try out. Also bought at Terje's Mynt, which is a Norwegian store. He sells via Instagram, and I think he only ships in Norway. I'm not sure, but yes. But then I got some, and I also got some stitch markers. 2 of them I showed you, the snowman and Rudolph. And I will put a picture at the end with the other markers because they are really cute. I needed some new stitch markers for Christmas. Yeah, and I got some yarn for some projects that I want to knit in the future. I bought one yarn that I need to make some socks. That's a Christmas gift, so that will be cast on soon. I have this leftover yarn from this sweater, and I needed a mohair to go with it, or I bought kid silk from Drops. So I hope these two can go together and make some fluffy puselabber. It's a Norwegian pattern by a lady called Maren, which they are one of my favorite socks that I've knitted. It's so thick and good, and it's one of the pairs that I actually don't manage to make a hole in. Or these kind of socks with thin fingering yarn, I make holes in them after just a few wears. But when I have DK weight and mohair together, it holds up so much better for me. So, but this is a gift. Yes, and I have bought, because I saw on Instagram there have been some people that have made the marble sweater with the mohair leftovers and a thread of merino yarn, thin merino yarn, and 7-8 strands of mohair. I think they have a hashtag to leftover mohair sweater or something like that, and they are so cool. I really like them, and I definitely have to make one. I don't know when, but I'm going to make one. I have a lot of leftover mohair, and I have got myself the yarn that I want to hold together with the mohair, and I have not taken merino. I've chosen another yarn. I have bought the drop snor, which is 45% alpaca, 30% polyamide, and 20% wool, and it's so soft and squishy. And it is like a gray marled color. So I'm excited to cast on the marble sweater by Petite Knits, if I didn't say that, but I'm not sure when. Maybe Christmas Eve cast on, New Year's Eve cast on, who knows. The truth is I don't have time for Christmas Eve cast on or New Year's Eve cast on, but maybe in the day after I can do it. I also want to make myself slow down sweater by Lily Kate France, or Lily Kate Makes on Instagram. I think the pink one she has made is so beautiful that I want to have a pink one. I think hers is in a merino yarn, her own brand, I think, but I couldn't find the pink color I wanted in merino from where I was buying. I had some gift cards at a web shop, so I had to buy from there, or not buy, I had gift card, but so I didn't have a lot to choose from, so I got this Viking yarn bamboo. It's 50% bamboo, 50% cotton, so it's more like a summery yarn, but it's in the right, it has the right gauge, or you can get the right gauge with it, and I thought maybe I can make myself like a spring sweater kind of thing, and I really think the color is cool, and it's supposed to have like a mohair edge, and I bought Tynn Kid Silk Erle. It is let me see, kid mohair, silk and wool, really pink. So these two together, I am wondering how they will look together, but I hope it will be okay. So I'm really excited to knit this, but I think it will be like a spring cast on to have like in March, April, May. I think it will be perfect. I'm excited. And then I have bought some yarn for another Chunky Dahlia. It's patterned by Lenit, or Lena Holmes Samsø. I have one from before that I made in like a yellow marble color, and I wasn't really sure what kind of color I wanted now, but I know I wanted another one because the Chunky Dahlia is the sweater that I often reach for. It's so warm, squishy, and it looks good, so I wanted another one, and I went for a brown color. I wanted the same yarn as I knitted in last time because I really like it. It's the Viking yarn Alpaca Breeze in this brown color. It's baby alpaca, merino wool and nylon, and last time I used drops brushed alpaca silk as second strand. I didn't find a color that I wanted together with this in that yarn, so I chose a drops kid silk instead in the colorway chocolate. I'm not sure how they will look together, but I hope it will be okay, that it will be a cool combination. So I'm excited to knit that as well. And it's a really fast knit. I can't remember what size needle it is, but it is 6 millimeters or something like that, 6 or 7. So it knits up really quickly. So we'll see when I will cast that on. So I have a few projects here. But yeah, I had some gift cards to use, so and I still have some gift cards to use. I am lucky. But I have a lot of projects, yarn for a lot of projects. So I have a plan for next year, because I don't have to, but I want to knit the things that I have a yarn for, that I have planned. Some of them I have planned for over a year. So I have some things in my head here that I want to get down in a book for next year, and we'll see. I will make a video and show you my plan in the new year. Hopefully I can knit up some of my stash. That's a goal. I know it was a goal in the start of this year as well. Haven't knit down my stash at all. I think I have more yarn now than I had in the beginning of the year. Not much, but a little bit. I think I have almost the same amount of yarn that I had in the beginning of the year. So I haven't really gotten a lot more. But yeah, not less as I was planning. But next year is a new year, and maybe we can reduce some of the stash. Not that not that I have to, but I want to knit some of the things that I have planned, because of course I want the things. It's just that I get so inspired all the time by the things I see, like the marble sweater, and like the slow down sweater. Oh, when I see new things that comes, and I see things you guys knit, and oh, I want to knit. I want to knit all the things that I don't have enough time. But I want to knit the things that I have yarn for. Yeah. That was a long ramble about my stash and my yarn. I have been gone for the last 3 weeks on a rehabilitation center for my fatigue after some cancer treatment many years ago, but I still have some side effects from the chemotherapy, and like fatigue, muscle pain, stuff like that. So I've been on rehab for 3 weeks to get some help to manage my days a little bit better. So that has been good. It was some nice people there, a lot of good food, really good food. It was a beautiful place where the center is. So I put some footage in either in the start or the end of this video to show you. So we went for some beautiful walks. So that has been really good. I missed my boys, of course, so it's really good to be back home, back in the swing of things. Try to use some of the tools that I've gotten from my stay at the rehab center. It's not so easy when you get back to your normal life, to hectic life with kids and house and everything, but I try try to sit here and knit and relax and yeah, get some rest in between everything. Yeah, so that is good. Christmas is coming. I'm excited. I love Christmas. So I hope I can soon start to decorate, get up some lights outside because it's so dark now. We have changed the clock. Not changed the clock, but yeah, the time. So it's so dark now, especially in the evenings. It's really dark, and it gets darker and darker also in the mornings. So it's nice. I see people start to get out some lights on the houses and on the trees, and I love it. It's so beautiful. It's a dark time, but it's so cozy when the lights get up and all the decorations, and I love that. It's good that we can try and make the dark time a little bit lighter, and yeah, try to light some candles, drink some nice coffee and tea and cocoa, and just enjoy the time. Watch all the Christmas movies, because that I already started, and my the radio in my car has the Christmas music already playing, and yeah, don't tell anyone. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here today. I hope you had a lovely time. Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments and encouraging words. That means so much to me. Tell me what you're knitting on. I would love to know. It's so fun to read, and it gives me a lot of inspiration. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. It helps me a lot to share my knitting joy to more people. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Please take care and knit on something that you love. And until next time, happy knitting. See you soon. Bye.